This is Water Valley Blue Devil Classic Football. This game features the Water Valley Blue Devils and the Coldwater Cougars. The game was played on September 20th, 2002 at Water Valley. The final score was Water Valley 44, Coldwater 0. And now here's Doug Carter and Lane Hart.
As we're about ready to get things underway here for this Region 2 2A game between the homestanding Water Valley Blue Devils and the visiting Coldwater Cougars. The Cougars have not had a very successful season so far upon the year, having been scored 55, 50, and 54 points upon them in the previous 3 games. And
Doug, we mentioned right before break about the weather situation, and we just come through one of those light showers while we were away at break, and it was just enough to get the stands and the sidewalk wet. So once again, the field is going to be damp, and I think according to the weather forecast, we might have this little light intermittent rain on and off all night tonight.
Should definitely be the case. Coldwater hadn't defeated the Blue Devils since a 14-6 victory in 1985 and has lost the last 8 games in this series. The Cougar defense has given up 55, 50, and 54 points, as I said, in the first 3 games. Coach Gary Drew will try once again to tie former head coach Terry Allen's 66 wins tonight.
Well, we should point out, too, Doug, that Water Valley did win the toss, but they have deferred to the second half, so the Blue Devils will kick off. One thing we might want to mention before we get started, Doug, we've been hearing some pregame reports, so to speak, from the Blue Devil locker room that it could be very possible that Charlie Edwards could come out tonight and start at quarterback. Understand that Casey has a thigh bruise, and they may try to rest him as much as possible to be ready for Bruce next week. So that's something we need to look for. He is on the kickoff team as he's lined up on the far side. We'll just have to see just how much Coach Drury chooses to use him. And about the only thing you can do for a deep thigh bruise like the injury, ice it and then rest it as much as possible.
Charlie Edwards, number 10, set to kick off for the Blue Devils. Back deep for Coldwater, number 12, Trell Kimmons. Charlie undercuts it a little bit, hits the ground at about the 33 and rolls, and is downed at about the 28-yard line, where the Blue Devil, or where the Cougars rather, will come out and take over 1st and 10 on offense. The Cougar quarterback is number 10, Larry Wilkins, and I believe in the backfield along with him he will have Kimmons as well as number 41, Justin Johnson.
Well, there's no doubt those 2 running backs are the pride and the pride of that Cougar offense. Those are going to be the 2 guys that's going to have to tote the mail, so to speak, for this offense for Coldwater. So it's going to be up to Water Valley to stop them. I think if you force them into a passing situation, the advantage goes to the Blue Devils.
Cougars with the ball, handed off to number 12, and that's Kimmons. Kimmons over the left side, takes it up over the 30 to about the 31 for a gain of about 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. Lane, I think the big key tonight will be for the Blue Devils. Of course, you want to win the ball game, but the biggest thing you don't want to do is get anybody hurt.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You hopefully, you can get to a situation in the game where you can start subbing pretty freely, rest some of those starters.
2nd and 7 now for the Cougars. Handed off once again. That was to Kimmons. Kimmons takes it up over the 35 to the 36.
I think also, too, Doug, with the field condition as it is now, you can't see any water standing on the field, but now I can assure you the field is damp. So field position is going to have to come into play a little bit, too, and not knowing if and when another shower is going to come, you want to try to be successful as much as possible in between these showers. Hopefully it's gone for the remainder of the game.
3rd and 3 now from the 37-yard line for the Cougars. Handed off once again to the first man through, and he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage by the Blue Devil defense. Lee Mix and Albert Horton greet him there, and none too friendly is the greeting.
That's going to bring up a 4th down situation. Now here is where the weather and the wet field and the wet ball can come into play, is on special teams.
4th and 2 now from the 37-yard line for the Cougars. Back deep to receive for the Blue Devils, number 13, Casey Rogers, and number 10, Charlie Edwards. Reginald Mallory back to kick. Casey gets it at about his 34. Looking for running room. He's got a seam. Takes it all the way back to the Cougar 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Blue Devils from there.
Great field position here for the Water Valley offense to start their first series.
And just as we thought, Charlie Edwards is going to be the quarterback starting things off here. Rocket out wide to the right. Lee Mix and Pierre Allen in the backfield. They give it to Pierre. Pierre over the right side. He breaks into the secondary. He's still running inside the 25, down to about the 23-yard line before he's tackled by the Cougar defense.
And one thing, too, we should note, we saw Lee Mix in at the starting fullback tonight. Corey Williamson is not even dressed out tonight. I think he's been having a problem with turf toe, and so he is not even in uniform tonight.
1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils from the Cougar 23. Brandon Hawkins out to the left. Edwards gives it to Allen. Allen off the left side this time. Allen still on his feet, surging forward. Down inside the 15-yard line. Nice hard run by Allen.
And one good thing that we saw by Pierre there, he had both hands on the football. Pierre was one of those last Friday night, had a little problem with fumbling, and so it looks like they've really emphasized to him to protect the football.
All right, a small switch here as now Pierre Allen moves to the fullback position. Rico Gillard to the tailback. Edwards on the option, pitches to Rico Gillard, and Rico Gillard is going to score. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
That's a good job there by Charlie. I think he was a little bit shocked that once he pulled the ball and came down the line on the option, he actually had the corner, but the pitch was also there also. So and he timed it just perfect. He pitched the ball right before he got hit, and good job there by Rico.
Drake Dickey on now for the PAT. A low snap. Casey manages to pick it up and not able to get it in, so no good on the PAT on the low snap. The score is 6-0 in favor of the Blue Devils, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this. 6-0 is your score as the Blue Devils score on a nice touchdown run there by Rico Gillard.
I think, Doug, one of the big things that set up that scoring drive for Water Valley was the good field position. They started with the ball on the Coldwater 38, so it really gave them a short field to have to work with.
After a nice punt return by Casey Rogers. Edwards set to kick it off now. Back deep to receive for the Cougars will be Kimmons along with Wilkins, the quarterback. Number 41 back there as well. That's Justin Johnson. Edwards gets a foot into it. High, long. Received there by number 43. That's Dietrich Jackson. And Jackson is dropped at about the 25-yard, or make it the 26-yard line. Or the Cougars will take over 1st and 10 for their second offensive possession of the evening.
They're going to take over 1st and 10 from the 26.
This play's a little bit late. Well, we got a late substitute, so this may take a little longer to get this play off.
Cougars managed to get the snap off, and as Wilkins goes to step up through the line, Lee Mix grabs him and stops him for about a 2-yard gain.
Well, that was a simulation of what we call a lead option, with the quarterback coming down the line. Had a little bit of an option look to it, but I think it was really designed for the quarterback to run the ball on that play.
Second down now and about 6. Penetration in the backfield as Wilkins was hammered just about the time he pitched the ball back to Kimmons. Kimmons managed to catch the pitch and gain a couple of yards up to about the, let's see, they're going to mark the ball at the 31-yard line. Gain of about 2 yards on the play. But there was defensive penetration into the backfield, and Wilkins took a shot.
Well, Doug, I think that's one of the, we talked about how Coldwater may not be fundamentally sound. I think that's one of the areas of concern if you're Coldwater is on the offensive line.
Third down now, third down at about 5. Cougars look back to pass. He's under heavy pressure. Gets the pass off to number 43. That's Dietrich Jackson. But once again, Wilkins took another hammering as he threw the ball.
Well, that was a nice catch there by number 43 for Coldwater. Had to go down a little bit to get that, and he was able to dig it out. One thing that's going to have to be concerned, Doug, is number 18 for Coldwater was running a deep post route, and he had gotten behind the Blue Devils secondary. I just wonder if Wilkins had didn't see him because he was behind the safety for Water Valley.
Fourth down now and 2, and big number 75 there, Reginald Mallory, is back in punt formation. Hits the snap. Ooh, it's blocked. Big Josh Sims blocks it and falls on it at the 26-yard line. Blue Devil first down there.
Well, Doug, one thing I'm a little bit surprised at, and great play there by number 57 for Water Valley, Sims, but the punter for Coldwater's not lined up but 6-7 yards in the defensive backfield. So
he just kind of invited that one.
Yeah, you're just kind of asking for trouble there. He's got to get a little bit deeper. And allow some time to get that punt off. That punt never had a chance.
It hit Josh square in the hands. First and 10 Blue Devils from the Coldwater 26-yard line. Charlie Edwards rolls to his right, tucks it under and takes off running himself. Hurdles some tacklers. And before he's finally tackled down at about the 5-yard line, nice run there by Charlie Edwards.
Well, that was a play-action pass, Doug, a boot, and the play was designed maybe to hit that pass play in or hit that receiver in the flat. But Charlie was under a little bit of pressure, and I thought it was a pretty good decision there by Charlie. Instead of forcing one in there, he had the corner and like you said, made a real good run.
First and goal now from the 5-yard line for the Blue Devils. Pierre Allen at the fullback slot. Rico Gillard at your tailback. They give it to Allen, and Allen fumbles into the end zone. I don't know who came up with it.
I think Coldwater's got it. They're ruling a touchback, Doug, if I'm not mistaken.
And once again, the turnover bug bites the Blue Devils. And with the Cougars recovering in the end zone, they'll get the ball back on their own 20-yard line, and the Devils miss a big scoring chance. And they just cannot continue to do that and expect to get anywhere in region play.
You're absolutely right, Doug. And the bad thing about it, as it happened last week, the turnovers are coming deep in your opponent's territory. Water Valley was first and goal on the 5, and you turn it over, and you just, like you said, you just can't do that. And the thing that you begin to worry about as a coach is you wonder, eventually, for example, in Pierre's mind, it may become more of a mental thing, and you just seem you can't get a break.
Excellent pass caught there by Jackson. Wilkins' pass is complete, and the Cougars get their first down, I believe, of the evening, all the way up to their own 39-yard line.
Well, it was the same pass play that they attempted before, and we had mentioned how that post receiver had gotten deep behind the secondary of Water Valley. Well, they had the deep receiver covered, and they just drug number 43 there across the middle, and the quarterback there for Coldwater, Wilkins, showed really good patience there and waiting on him to clear those linebackers.
Wilkins takes a snap, hands off to the first back through.
I tell you, I can't emphasize how important it's going to be to have a dry football in there, and that goes for both teams. It's really going to be up to the ball boys tonight to keep a dry football in the game.
Second down now and 9 from the 40.
Looks like Coldwater having to burn a timeout. They look a little bit disorganized.
The Cougars call timeout, and we'll take one with them and be right back. .438 left to go in the first period of play. 6-0 your score in favor of the Blue Devils. The Cougars with the ball and a 2nd and 9 from their own 40-yard line. After making their first down of the evening here on a nice pass play from Wilkins to Jackson. Once again, they try the middle, give it to the fullback, and there is just nothing there as the Devil defense stuffs it at the line.
Well, here in the early going, or at least here in the first quarter, you can really see that the Water Valley defense is really committed to stopping the run and trying to put Coldwater in some throwing situations. Now, if Coldwater can complete a couple more of those passes like they just completed on this drive, that might loosen up the defense a little bit so they can get their running game going. You got to get those two. If you're Coldwater, you got to get those two running backs involved somehow, some way.
Third down now, 3rd down and 8 for the Cougars from the 41. Wilkins rolls to his left. Short pass intended out there for number 44, Jermaine Irby, incomplete.
Brings up 4th and 8 from the 41 for the Cougars.
I'm actually beginning to wonder if Coldwater is actually going to punt the ball here, but it looks like they're going to try it.
4th down now, 4th down and about 8.
Let's watch here, Doug, and see as they come up to the ball. Let's just see exactly how deep that punter is.
He is 7 yards right where he's standing behind the line of scrimmage.
8.
Gets the punt away this time. Hits at the 30. Picked up by Pierre Allen at about the 26. Allen looking for running room. Brings it back to the 40.
Ball down by Irby and Wooten for the Cougars.
I believe, Lane, if all night long the block on the punt is probably going to be there if they go directly up the middle with pressure. They should be able to get it almost every time.
Yeah, and that's if the coaching staff of Water Valley chooses to go after it. They may choose to try to set up the return and try to use, Casey or Charlie's athletic ability to maybe get a return out of them.
1st and 10 Blue Devils from their own 40-yard line. 3:39 to go here in the first quarter of play. 6-zip your score in favor of the Devils. Charlie Edwards at quarterback. Hands it to Rico Gillard. Rico Gillard breaks through into the secondary, into Cougar territory at the 49-yard line.
I tell you, here in the first part of the season, what we've seen of Rico has really come in and done a real good job. Got good speed, seems to see the hole pretty good, and then once he gets in that hole, he got that little burst of speed that you like to have.
1st and 10 now for the Blue Devils from the Cougar 49-yard line. They give it to pitch play once again. Gillard in the open. Gillard looking for blockers, and he takes it down to about the 30-yard line. Another Blue Devil 1st down. That ball went to, that was number 20 in there at fullback. That's Walter Fleming.
So far, Charlie's done a real good job tonight of reading that option. That play may have been a little bit slow in developing, but yet he was able to still make the right reads.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils now from just outside the Cougar 30-yard line. Rocket out wide to the right. Fleming at the fullback spot. Gillard at the tailback. Straight ahead to Fleming.
Boy, he had some running room there, Doug. I think he just got tripped up on number 64 for the Blue Devils. He got tripped up on his feet just a little bit. That's Matt Jackson. Matt made a good block, but just got tripped up on his feet a little bit.
Devils going with a double tight end set. Russell Phillips and Stephen Hill as your tight ends. Edwards gives it to Gillard. Gillard sacked at about the 25-yard line.
Well, in my mind, this is just my opinion, but it's third down at about 5. I really, I truly believe you'll see Coach Drury go for it on fourth down if they don't pick it up here.
Third down and about 5 from the 25. Rocket out to the right. Fleming at fullback. Gillard at the tailback slot. Edwards to Gillard. Gillard straight up the middle. Gillard into the secondary. Down inside to about the 10. First down, Blue Devils.
Tell you another thing that I like about tackle, he generally falls forward. That's one thing you look for in a running back. Even though they make the tackle, if he can fall forward, just in his falling forward, is going to pick up two or three yards.
And we've got an injured Cougar on the field. And with the limited number of athletes they have available to them, they cannot afford injuries.
Well, I think there's only 21 players out, Doug, and like you said, it really creates a problem.
We'll take a break as they take care of this injury and be right back. First and goal for the Blue Devils now from the 10-yard line after Gillard was tackled down there at about the 10.
Mallory's listed as a sophomore. It's a big sophomore.
Pierre Allen back in the ball game at the fullback slot. Gillard at the tailback. Edwards looking for Rocket in the back of the end zone. No good. He was out of the end zone on the reception. It is incomplete.
Yeah, he made the catch, Doug, but like you said, he was out of the end zone. But I like the play call. It kind of keeps that defense for Coldwater, on their toes. They can't stack that line of scrimmage up there and try to snuff out that run.
And I'll tell you what, so far tonight, Charlie Edwards has done an excellent job at quarterback.
Well, the offense, I think one of the big reasons, Doug, is the offense is not strange to him. He's been around the program so long, and he's gotten enough work at quarterback where he knows what to do on offense.
Second and goal. Edwards rolls to his right. Had Brandon Hawkins out there, but he tucks it away and runs it up the field. They tackle him down at about the 2-yard line, where it'll be third and goal from the 2.
You're right, Doug. He had Brandon open on the out, he was on the out, but to the Coldwater's defensive back credit, he was with him pretty much step for step. And once again, you're deep in your opponent's territory, and you just really don't want to risk the turnover.
Actually, the ball's on about the 3, so it'll be third and goal from the 3. Lee Mixon at tailback with Gillard at the fullback, or at the tailback slot, excuse me. They give it to Gillard. Gillard over the left side. Touchdown, Blue Devils. The second one on the evening for Gillard.
I thought they might try to go for 2 here and get that missed extra point from the last score back, but it looks like they're going to go for 1 again.
Really wasn't Drake's fault the last time. It was just a low snap that Casey wasn't able to come up with. He managed to get the snap and get up, and he almost got in. Kick is up. And it is no good as he hooked it, I believe, to the left. And that makes your score the Water Valley Blue Devils 12, the Coldwater Cougars nothing. 12 zip your score in favor of the Cougars, in favor of the Devils. Derek Croy to kick it off this time for the Blue Devils, number 8.
I like that decision, Doug, because you've already got Casey a little banged up. I mean, if it was Ackerman or Upora, or if you were playing for your division championship, you'd probably see Casey in the game. But here in the early part of your division season, you've got an opportunity to heal that injury, and it's an opportunity now to get Charlie off the field and prevent any injury, or prevent him from getting an injury.
Croy kicks it off. And he is tackled at about the 35-yard line there, as that was number 21, Ricky Tyson for the Cougars. They spot the ball at about the 36-yard line. First and 10 for the Cougars.
I believe that tackle was made by number 44 for Water Valley, Shannon Crow.
36.
This will probably be the last play of the first quarter.
Wilkins takes a snap, rolls to his left, has Kimmons open, and Albert Horton catches him from behind and drives him into the ground at the Blue Devil 45, and the Cougars are in Devil territory for the first time.
That's a good hustle there by Albert. He was actually in on trying to rush the quarterback, and then he turns around and hustles back and makes the tackle.
And believe it or not, there's still 3.6 seconds left, and they're going to blow it and run it out now. That's the end of the first quarter of play. 12-zip your score in favor of the Blue Devils, and we'll be back with the second quarter of action right after this. First and 10 for the Cougars for their first time in Blue Devil territory at the Blue Devil 46-yard line. Wilkins takes a snap, rolls to his right, under pressure, and dropped for a big loss by number 9, Albert Horton.
Well, I think what that was, Doug, is quarterback rolled to the right side, or to the offensive right side. I think once Albert saw that, I think he's got a blitz responsibility, so to speak. Quarterback rolls your way, and you come get him.
Second down now and 20 from back at the 46-yard line of the Cougars.
Second and 20 from the 46 to the Cougars.
Different quarterback in now. Here, they call that an incomplete pass. That was number 18, Kiki Taylor.
Well, Doug, he's not. Coldwater's just not getting any time to throw the football. That play never had a chance.
Third down now. Third down at about 20. Wilkins hands off the ball to number 41 there, and that's Justin Johnson. Nowhere to go, gains maybe a yard, if that. Fourth down and 19, let's call it. And on 4th and 20, Larry Wilkins will drop back in punt formation. High snap way over Wilkins' head. And he is down, and the ball is loose. And it is finally recovered back at the Cougar 27, 28-yard line. And the Blue Devils take over with the short field to work with again. First and 10 from the Cougar 27.
There again, I just think we saw the results of a wet football, and it always seems to be the case that whenever the weather is not ideal and you got a wet field, it always seems to affect the special teams of some sort.
First and 10 now for the Blue Devils from the Cougar 27. Mixon Gillard in the backfield. Hand it off to Gillard. Gillard over the right side looking for running room. Carries it down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. First and 10 here. Fumble on the play. Charlie Edwards manages to pick it up and make some positive yardage out of it as he drags a Coldwater player with him down inside the 10 to about the 9.
Charlie may have gotten a little bit of hurry, Doug. It looks like he may have pulled out under center just a little bit too quick. And it was a busted play from the get-go. So just Charlie tried to get what he could get out of it.
James Johnson bringing into play. 9:31 and counting left to go here in the first half of play. 12-0 is your score in favor of the Blue Devils. Edwards missed the handoff, or something with the handoff didn't work to Lee Mix.
It's the same old problem, Doug. We've seen it all year long. Charlie wanted to pull the ball, run the option on out. Lee, the fullback, wouldn't let go of it.
Small loss on the play as Charlie was tackled back at about the 11. 3rd down and about 6. Give it to Gillard off the left side. Rico Gillard is going to score. Touchdown number 3 on the evening for number 28, Rico Gillard. And he is fast approaching teammate Pierre Allen's 4 touchdowns, which is the tops on the team so far this year.
Well, and there again, it's just, and it's nothing really against Pierre, but Pierre's been having a problem holding on the ball.
Derek Croy converts, and that moves the score to 19-0 in favor of the Blue Devils, and we'll be back with the kickoff right after this. .8:36 to go in the half here as the Blue Devils set to kick it off here. Derek Croy, number 8, to kick it off to the Cougars. So far tonight, the Devils really haven't had a long drive, so to speak. They've had a short field to work with, but all 3 times that they've been able to score. As Coldwater has just basically been unable to go a long way. Croy gets it off, kicks it down to about the 20, where it's picked up by number 12, Kimmons. And Kimmons slips down at about his own 27-yard line, where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10.
Okay, 28 for Water Valley. Gillard, he just about overran that just a little bit too far. Overran that a little bit, and there again, I think the wet field caused the return man to slip.
First and 10 Cougars. They hand it to the first man through, and there is just nowhere to go as he is stacked up there at the line. Number 77, Matthew Stevens there, along with number 20, Walter Fleming.
Well, I think it has a lot to do, Doug, with the fact that Water Valley is like we said earlier, is committed to stopping the run. And the offensive line for Coldwater just cannot get any momentum, cannot get a push against the Devil defensive front.
2nd and 9 now for the Cougars. As the Cougars have a couple of wideouts. And number 18, Charlie Crumley, jumped on the play. A little anxious. Offside against the Blue Devils.
That's the first penalty of the night in the game period there.
Brings up 2nd down now. 2nd down at about 4. Wilkins under heavy pursuit, and Albert Horton just runs him down.
Well, that was going to be a pass play, Doug, but that play, like we said, it never had a chance because of the pressure. And the quarterback, Taylor, I believe, number 18, Taylor, he was just running for his life.
3rd and 2 as he gained. He came close to first down yardage with the run. 6:53 and counting here in the first half. 19-0 is your score in favor of the Blue Devils. Taylor at quarterback, rolling to his right, under heavy pressure again. Bounces off, and before he's finally brought down over there by number 5, Big Russell Phillips. Fourth down now, 4th down and about 4 as they lost yardage on that play.
Number 10, Larry Wilson, back in punt formation for the Cougars. Number 10, Charlie Edwards. Number 13, Casey Rogers, back to receive for the Blue Devils.
Wilkins gets the snap this time, shanks a punt. It goes out of bounds in Cougar territory at about the, they're going to mark it at the 42-yard line as the point where it went out. 1st and 10 Blue Devils from the Cougar 42. First and 10 for the Blue Devils. Edwards hands it off to Gillard once again as he gets inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. .539 and counting here in the first half of play. 2nd down and 7. Mix and Gillard in the backfield. Rocket out wide right. Edwards. Rocket all alone. Catches it, and he is going to be out of bounds at the 2-yard line as he stepped out of bounds.
I don't know about that, Doug. I thought he got in. Of course, our angle is not the best angle in the world. That's a great effort by Solomon. But the side judge, the line judge, was right there. I thought he got up in the air before he went out of bounds, and but evidently that's not the case. But
I think that last step that he took, his foot was on the sideline. Nice pass play though from Edwards to Rocket. Now here we have 1st and goal from about the 2. They give it to Rico Gillard. He spins inside, and that's number 4 on the evening for Gillard. Greg Dickey will now come on for the extra point attempt out of the hold of Casey Rogers.
Number 1, Greg Dickey with 6 extra points. Number 13, Casey Rogers alone.
High snap, and Drake catches it, and he's looking for some running room. Going to throw it into the end zone. Russell Phillips catches it.
there's going to be a flag on the play, Doug. I believe what you're going to see here is you're going to see Lyman downfield.
Penalty marker on the play.
It was a great play there by Drake, because once that happens, you're really in a desperate situation. But to the benefit of the doubt for the offensive lineman, though, they're not aware of the snap situation. They weren't aware that the snap was bad, so therefore they released, and then what you got is lineman downfield.
Ineligible receivers downfield is the penalty, so they'll back it up. And now the extra point attempt will come from the 15-yard line, making it, in a sense, a 25-yard field goal or extra point. And the snap is mishandled once again, and Casey is tackled there on the spot. So that leaves the score, the Blue Devils 25 and the Cougars 0. That was number 41 bringing it back for the Cougars. And they'll take over 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line.
Well, we got a minute here, Doug. We'll give you an update on some scores. Lafayette at Alcorn Central in the second quarter. Lafayette leading Alcorn Central 33-0. Shannon is at Oxford. Oxford leading Shannon in the second quarter 21-7. Clinton at South Panola. South Panola leads that contest 12-0 in the second quarter. No score with Yazoo City at Grenada in the second quarter. Meridian is at Tupelo. Meridian leading that contest in the second quarter 8-3.
1st and 10 Cougars from their own 40. They give it to number 41, I believe it was, Justin Johnson. Johnson takes it up to about the 45, gain of about 5 on the play. Call it 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. Number 45.
4:25 left to go in the half. 25-0 in favor of the Devils. Give it to the first man through, and it's just maybe a half a yard. I doubt even that, as the interior defense of the Devils just shuts it down.
And one, the play brings up 3rd and 4 from the 46.
3rd down and about 5 now from the 45. Wilkins takes a snap straight ahead, and once again, nothing. Makes it back to about the line of scrimmage, and there just wasn't anything there.
Okay, Coldwater's going to find it real tough and hard to run up the middle, or at least inside the tackles against Water Valley's defense.
4th down now, 4th and 5, as Wilkins will drop back now in punt formation. And the ever-dangerous Casey Rogers back deep to receive.
They may be coming after this one, Doug.
High snap. Rogers gets it, looking for running room. Oh, what a nice block there by Solo Rocket. Rogers cuts it back, hits into open field, 1 man to beat. 2 men actually as they gain the angle on him, and he takes it all the way back to the 10-yard line.
That's going to be coming back, Doug. We got a flag here at about the 48 of Water Valley. That's going to be a clip. And in all fairness, that's a good call. The Coldwater defender was definitely blocked in the back.
So that one will come back, negating a nice run there by Casey Rogers.
Got another injury. I think that's number 18 for Coldwater. It's going to be Taylor.
Player down on the field. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this. After the clipping penalty, it brings it all the way back to the Blue Devil 38-yard line. Edwards rolling, looking, has Stephen Hill at the 45-yard line for reception.
Nice footwork there by Stephen. He knew he was close to the sideline and made the catch and able to keep that 1 foot in bounds there. Good play action pass there.
Gain of about 7 on the play. Call it 2nd down and 3 now from the 45. They give it to Rico Gillard. Gillard looking to break it to the outside. He gets into Cougar territory down on around about the 44-yard line. And they have just saddled Rico up tonight, and they've been riding him home.
2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the half, Doug. Clock will start once the change are set now. But there's still plenty of time here. You still got time to get down here and get a score. You got all 3 of your timeouts left.
Coming up on under 2 minutes now to go in the half. Blue Devils come up to the line at the 45-yard line of the Cougars. Edwards hands it off again to Gillard. Gillard running in behind Big Matt Jackson. Gillard down inside the 30 to the 25. 1st and 10 Blue Devils.
See, number 18, Taylor for Coldwater, I still think he's feeling the effects of his injury a little bit. He seems to be walking with a little bit of a limp or favoring that right leg.
First and 10 from the 25 for the Blue Devils. Once again, Gillard off the right side. That time he got tripped up in Jackson's feet, able to get it down to about the 31-yard line. Gain of about 4 on the play. Call it 2nd and 6. Walter Fleming in now at the fullback position. Pierre Allen at the tailback. Give it to Pierre this time. Allen takes it down inside the 20 to about the 18. Close to first down yardage, under a minute to go.
Brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 2 for the 18 for the Blue Devils.
Brandon Hawkins out wide left. Double tight end set. Fleming and Allen in the backfield. Edwards to Allen off the left side, and Allen is tripped up down about the 15-yard line. That's going to be close to first down yardage. Clock still running.
I think Coach Drury's just going to let it run out. Well, they stop it now. They may be going to measure. Or they're giving him the first down.
They're giving it the first down. All right, they get the ball spotted. Charlie Edwards gets his troops up on the line of scrimmage. They're going to run one more play. Edwards hands it off to Allen, and Allen straight up the middle, and he takes it down to about the 13, and he's stopped. And that's the end of the first half of play with the Blue Devils 25, the Cougars 0. About to get the second half underway here. The Blue Devils lead this contest 25-0 as the Cougars get set to kick it off here to the Blue Devils, as the Blue Devils won the toss in the first half and deferred their option to the second half, where they will get the ball first.
Doug, while we're waiting for Coldwater to get back out on the field, we got a couple more scores here that we've just gotten updated on that didn't give it right before the break. Bruce and East Webster. Bruce is leading that score 7-0 at halftime. And also Eupora is playing at Ackerman tonight in a big division game there. Ackerman surprisingly leading that game at halftime 21-6. That's 21-6 Ackerman over Eupora.
Number 41, Justin Johnson to kick off for the Cougars.
And Johnson with the squib kick. Goes through the hands. Charlie Edwards just looking to protect the ball, basically, and he's finally tackled up at about the 37-yard line, where the Blue Devils will take over 1st and 10.
It's hard to set up good return against a kick like that. He actually kicked that ball, I think, literally kicked it off the ground. So you just want to field it clean and just kind of get what you can get there, because you really can't set up your return.
Blue Devils take over 1st and 10 from starting 7.
And your starting backfield here in the second half is Walter Fleming at fullback and Pierre Allen at the tailback slot. They give it to Fleming up the middle. He brings it up over the 40, up to about the 43. Gains about 5 on the play. Call it 2nd and 5.
Well, if you're Water Valley here on offense and you say, well, you just started the second half, but, here you would like to put together a time-consuming drive here. You really, if you're Water Valley, you want to take control of the ball and keep possession of the ball as long as possible. Keep the clock moving, because you're in command of this game, and you just want to try to get out of it as quick as possible.
Give it to Pierre Allen, and Allen's still on his feet looking for running room. And he's finally tackled in Cougar territory at the 45-yard line. First and 10 for the Blue Devils. Edwards hands off to Allen. Allen off the right side, looking for running room. Running in behind, big number 53, Nick Swagger.
Yeah, Doug, that's just a perfect example right there. That was right there in front of us of how the offensive line for Water Valley has been able to really control the line of scrimmage, and they're literally just blowing the defensive line of Coldwater off the ball, picking up 6-7 yards a lick here.
Second down and short. James Johnson in the game as your wide receiver out wide to the right. Fleming and Rico Gillard in the game. Edwards rolls to his left on a naked bootleg. Charlie takes it all the way down to the 15-yard line for another Blue Devil first down.
Well, Doug, there again, that was a pass play. That was a play-action bootleg pass. It was designed to get Charlie out on the corner and then hit the receiver in the flat. But the receiver for Water Valley, number 5 there, Russell Phillips, I believe is who it was, he got hung up in the congestion there amongst the defense of Coldwater, wasn't able to get out in his pattern, and by the time Charlie got to the corner, Russell was late getting into his pattern, so Charlie really didn't have a choice.
First and 10 from the 15. First man through, Pierre Allen. Allen takes it down inside the 10 to about the 5, where it'll be close to first down yardage.
Ball down by Davis for the Cougars.
And it was enough for a first down. First and goal from the 5 here, opening drive of the second half. Pierre Allen scores. Touchdown, Pierre.
Well, let's see here if Douglas sees Drake can kind of get back into his groove. First game against Inawama there, he did pretty good and started out doing real well at Coldwater, but at Coffeyville. There toward the end of the game at Coffeyville, he missed like 2 or 3 in a row there, and see if he can't get it corrected here.
And he hooks it bad to the left, and the extra point attempt is no good. And that leaves the score, the Blue Devils 31 and the Cougars nothing. We'll be back with kickoff right after this. .8:51 left here in the third quarter. Derek Croy kicks it off. That's Kimmons. Tim Ham just overran him, and he breaks it back to the outside. And finally tackled there by number 28, Rico Gillard.
Yeah, Doug, we lost contain over here on our side of the field. The return man, number 12 for Coldwater, that's going to be Kimmons. He reversed his field, and when he did that, our contain over here on this side, on our side here, it broke down, and he was able to get the corner. As a good, solid return there. Coldwater's going to get good field position here to start their first possession of the second half, almost at midfield.
Ball resting on the 49.5-yard line. First and 10 for the Cougars. First drive of the second half for Coldwater. Wilkins in at quarterback. Takes a snap, rolls to his left, under pressure. That's
going to be an incomplete pass.
Considered an incomplete pass. That was close to a fumble.
I thought his arm was going forward. Yeah, I think he was starting to throw, and then by the time he got ready to throw, when he got slung back.
Jeremy Rocket had a hold of him. Drops him for a loss all the way back. Well, it seems how they considered an incomplete pass. Ball goes back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10. He was extremely lucky that he got his arm in motion.
We see number 66, Larry Harris for Water Valley. He's in at the right defensive tackle position now.
Wilkins takes a snap, rolls to his left, under pressure. And the ball knocked down by number 30, Lee Mix.
Tell you what, boy, every time Coldwater has attempted a pass, quarterback number 10, Wilkins, it just seems like he's taking a shot every time. He's going to be one sore young man in the morning. He is taking a beating.
Third down now, 3rd down and 10 from their own 49.5. Wilkins, defensive penetration. He gets the pass off, and it's in and out of the hands of Johnson.
He threw that ball a little bit behind him, but there again, once again, he was under duress, and you see him right there. He's telling his receiver that's my fault. That's my fault. I threw it behind you. It only been about a 3 or 4 yard gain. Would have been nowhere near the first down.
4th down now, 4th down and 10. And due to the injury earlier in the game of the punter, the quarterback is pressed into the punting duties now. That's Wilkins. Wilkins takes a little bit deeper drop than the other one. A low snap. He gets the kick off. Casey Rogers going to field it at about the 27-yard line. Casey looking to break some room, and he is tripped up at the 35-yard line. And that probably saved him several yards. As if Casey would have got through that one tackle, he was going to get some more.
Yeah, he had a little seam there, but once again, it's really hard to set your return up because the punter's really not getting your ideal punt off, and it creates a lot of mistiming there when you're trying to set up your return wall.
And here come your youngsters. Number 12, freshman quarterback Antonio Johnson into the ball game. Brock Langham at tailback. Justin Thomas at fullback. They give it to Langham. Langham looking for running room. Breaks into the open. He takes it all the way up to about the 47-yard line.
Good hard run there. This is a great opportunity here now for these young players, Doug, to get some valuable experience here because these are going to be your players next year.
First and 10 Blue Devils from their own 48. Handed off once again straight up the middle to Langham. Langham gets into Cougar territory at about the 48-yard line.
We'll try to get you some of these subs here. I know to begin with, number 62 for Water Valley. That's going to be Marcus Jackson. He's in at center.
A freshman.
Justin Thomas is at fullback.
Give it to Langham again. Langham loses his footing, but he lunges forward to the 45-yard line of the Cougars. Number 76, Jeffrey Morris in the ball game.
66, Larry Harris. He's in on the offensive line. And his brother, number 65, Danny Harris. He's also in here on the offensive line. So pretty much a whole new set of offensive linemen here.
Chase Hamilton playing at tight end. They give it to Justin Thomas, and Justin lunges close to first down yardage.
It's going to bring up 4th and short here.
Number 72, William Turner, also in the ball game on the offensive line.
4th down, 4th and 1 from the 41 for Blue Devils.
Number 27, Derek Blackman in the game at receiver. Antonio Johnson on the option keeper. Got a running room. Antonio Johnson is going to score. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your quarterback of the future right there. Just a freshman.
I like and I don't mean this derogatory toward Coldwater, but I like the fact that this bunch was able to get a score, because what these young players need more than anything now, Doug, is confidence. They need confidence to know that if they're pressed into duty, if it comes down to it and they have to be put in the game, that they have the confidence that they can perform and execute.
Drake Dickey on now for the extra point attempt out of the hole to Casey Rogers.
We've got an injury to a Coldwater player.
Injured Cougar down on the field.
Looks to be number 18 again. That's going to be Taylor. He's going to have to come out for one play. You remember he got hurt in the first half, Doug, and I really don't think whatever it is he hurt is still giving him problems.
They send in the substitute. now for the try for the point after. Snap is back. And Dickey slips as he goes to kick it, and it's no good. That makes you score 37-0 in favor of the Blue Devils. We'll be back with a kickoff right after this. 3:15 left to go in the third quarter here. 37-0 is your score in favor of the Blue Devils. Derek Croy to kick off for the Blue Devils. And it is down by the Cougars at their own 28-yard line where they'll take over 1st and 10. Now, as on the offense, you will see substitutions here on defense. We'll try to get you some of these names and numbers as they go in as we can see them. See number 70, that's Jermail Williams. Number 56 is Reggie Johnson. Number 17, B.J. Phillips. Number 59, Mark Neely.
You got 44, Shannon Crow. He's in at linebacker. Brandon Hawkins has moved to safety, and Solomon Rockets over at corner.
Back to pass, under pressure, gets it passed off. It's complete to Irby. Reggie Morgan on the coverage with the tackle. Takes the ball up to about the 37-yard line where it'll be 2nd down and about 2 for the Cougars.
I tell you, I'll give a lot of credit to the quarterback for Coldwater, Wilkins. He's taking a beating, but he's hung in there. He's still dropping back and trying to get the pass off.
Just a sophomore.
He's still fighting in there.
2nd and short now. 2nd and about 2. Rolls to his left. Gets the pass off to Terrell Kimmons.
He may go,
down
Doug.
the sideline, and he's finally corralled down about the 30-yard line by Brandon Hawkins and Jeremy Rocket.
That's the first look, Doug, first look we've had or we've been able to see the speed of Kimmons. Once he gets the corner and gets those shoulders square, he's got unbelievable speed.
Now you see some first-string substitutions come back in, as I believe maybe Coach Drury trying to preserve his shutout.
Well, that's a big lift for your defense. If your defense can pitch a shutout in a game, that's a big lift.
Straight ahead as they try to run, and once again, nowhere to go as Jeremy Rocket, Walter Fleming, and crew stop the hole up. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Second down now and about 12. Probably will be the last play of the third quarter. First man through. No, intercepted. I believe that was Travis White. Number 50, that's big Travis White on the interception for the Blue Devils.
Well, Doug, it had a lot to do with the fact that the quarterback, Wilkins, was again tagged right when he threw the ball. He couldn't get nothing on the throw. He was hit extremely hard, and he was hit right when he threw the ball, and he got nothing on the throw. And like you said, it went right to number 50, Travis White.
And time will expire here in the third period of play, just momentarily. And there it goes. Time has expired here in the third quarter. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with the Blue Devils leading 37-0. First and 10, Blue Devils. Justin Thomas, I believe, on the carry there. Gains maybe a couple of yards. Up to his own 37. Ball's on the 35. 37-0 is your score in favor of the Blue Devils here, beginning of the fourth quarter of play. Tim Ham in the ball game at one tight end. Jace Hamilton at the other. Straight ahead to Brock Langham. Penalty marker dropped on the play.
That's coming from the umpire, Doug, so that generally means it's going to probably be a holding penalty.
Holding against the Blue Devils is the call. Backs the Blue Devils all the way up to the 30-yard line.
And the penalty brings up 2nd and 15 from the 30.
2nd and 15 now. Straight ahead to Justin Thomas. Thomas takes it up to about the 35, gain of 5 on the play.
Ball down with Johnson and Irving of the Cougars.
Jacob Winkler in the game.
Gain of 5 on the play. Brings a 3rd down, 3rd and 10 from the 35.
3rd down and 10. Johnson on the option. Pitches back. Langham was doing a good job to catch that ball and maintain possession of it. And he takes it up to about the 44-yard line. He just snagged that pitch with one hand, Lane, and was able to maintain possession. 4th and short, 4th and about 2 from the 44.
From the 44.
I believe we need to make a correction, Doug. On our roster, number 62 is listed as Marcus Jackson, but I believe that's going to be Kevin West.
Johnson on the carry.
They're going to mark him close to 1st down yardage. They're giving him the 45, depending on where the spot of the ball is.
Yeah, they're going to mark his forward progress just beyond the 45-yard line of Water Valley.
Blue Devil 1st and 10 from the 45. Thomas on the carry.
Justin Thomas on the carry off the left side.
1st and 12. Timmons of the
Takes it
Cougars.
down inside Cougar territory to about the 46-yard line.
Attempted by Jackson. Danny Adams play brings up 2nd and 2 to the 47.
Once again, Thomas hard running down, takes it down inside the 40-yard line to the 39. Coming up on 8:15 left in the contest, 37-0 Blue Devils. Antonio Johnson on the carry. Takes it all the way down inside the 30 to about the 28. 1st down yardage. Nice carry there by Johnson.
Yeah, just basic option play there, and he pulled it and carried the option on out. Actually, if he wanted to, he actually had the pitch back, or the pitch man if he wanted to pitch it, but probably wise, being a young quarterback like he is, he probably did the right thing.
Thomas on the carry.
Straight ahead, Justin Thomas takes it down inside the 25 to about the 24.
Irving of the Cougars.
Number 42, Matt Lucas, was in the ball game there for a play. Number 25, Kenny Tolles, out there now on the receiver slot. Handed off to Brock Langham over the left side. Langham struggling forward for yardage down inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. 3rd and 1 here for the Blue Devils at the 19. Straight ahead, Langham on the carry. Takes it down to about the 16-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. First down, Blue Devils.
Blue Devil first and 10. From the 17.
Regis Mister in the game, number 16. Straight ahead there to number 35 as Justin, or excuse me, that was number 32.
Piggies on the carry.
Alvin Piggies.
Alvin Piggies.
Get a ball on the play, brings up 2nd and 6 from the 13.
New quarterback in the game, Jason Langdon, number 2. Langdon on the option keeper.
Langdon on the carry.
I believe we fumbled that ball, Doug. Still going to remain Water Valley's possession. It looks like it's going to be 3rd down.
Blue Devils maintain possession. Under 5 minutes to go here.
3rd down, 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
10 for the Blue Devils.
Number 89, Scott Stewart in the ball game. Straight ahead to number 32, Piggies.
Oh, no, he didn't get it. Yeah, he's going to be a little short there. It's going to be 4th and short.
4th down and short. 4th and about 2. Antonio Johnson comes back in.
4th down, 4th and 1 from the 8 for the Blue
Number
Devils.
42, Matt Lucas in the game at the receiver slot.
Johnson on the carry.
Johnson on the carry. Antonio down inside the 5 to about the 4, and that's enough for the first down. First and goal from the 4 for the Blue Devils.
Blue Devil first and goal from the 4.
Jason Langdon back in the ball game now at the quarterback position. Mister and Piggies in the backfield with him. Langdon on the option keeper. Tackled at about the 3.
Stop by Kennedy for the Cougars.
I would venture to say that it's a good possibility, with the exception of Corey Williamson. I believe probably just about every player has actually gotten into the ball game at one point in time tonight, Doug.
Langdon takes the snap, hands it off to number 16, Regis Mister, and Mister loses a yard or so.
Brought back by number 12, Henry for the Cougars.
Third down and goal now from back at about the 5.
Third and goal from the 4 for the Blue Devils.
2:23 left to go in the contest. 37-0 the score. Mister on the carry.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Regis Mister. And the Young Devils score again. Derek Croy on for the extra point attempt.
Number 8, Derek Croy was in that point. Number 2, Jason Langdon to hold.
Langdon will hold. Snap back. The kick is up. And Croy connects.
Good.
And that makes the score the Water Valley Blue Devils 44, the Cougars 0. Derek Foy's kick was returned back to about the 25. And there the Cougars take over with 1:35 and counting to go in the contest. Taylor rolls under pressure. Oh, and the ball was up for grabs there as Jeremy Rocket had Taylor wrapped up, and he tried to give a little shovel pass there to one of his players, and it almost was intercepted. Under a minute to go now. Under 30 seconds to go. This probably will be the last play of the game. Wilkins back in at quarterback. Straight up the middle. And there just is nowhere for him to go.
Yep, that's going to probably do it, Doug.
Going to be close to it, yep. That's going to run it down pretty close to being over with. And that's the ball game. Your final score, the Water Valley Blue Devils 44, the Coldwater Cougars 0.